world can feel heavy when we are afraid of losing what little we have. Sometimes it is not the size of what we hold that hurts us, but the way we cling to it. Have you ever felt tired not because you carry too much, but because you refuse to let go? Long ago, at the edge of a quiet valley, there stood a small monastery. It was built of worn stone and soft wood, shaped by many seasons of wind and rain. In the early morning, mist floated low over the ground. Birds moved through the trees with gentle wings. A narrow path led from the village up to the monastery gates. Monks walked it every day, slow and silent, their robes brushing the dust. Near the back of the monastery lived a monk named Tenzin. He was not young, but not old. His face was calm, but his eyes carried a quiet worry. He had come to the monastery many years before, with nothing but a small cloth bag. Inside that bag, he had once kept all he owned. Now it held only one thing, a single coin. It was old and dull, worn smooth by many hands. No one knew where it had come from. Perhaps it had once bought rice or cloth. Perhaps it had passed through many lives before finding its way to Tenzin. He had found it one day on the ground near the monastery gate. He picked it up and placed it in his bag. At first it meant nothing, but over time it began to feel heavy. Each night, when Tenzin lay on his thin mat, his hand would reach for the bag. He would touch the coin. He would feel its cold shape, and a small voice inside him would whisper, "What if you need it one day?" When the monks went to the village to receive food, Tenzin walked with them. People placed rice and fruit into their bowls. They bowed and smiled. Tenzin bowed and smiled back. Yet as he walked, he would think of the coin. What if no one gives me food tomorrow? What if I become sick? What if I must leave this place? The coin became a promise in his mind, a small promise of safety, a tiny wall against the unknown.